My name is Raquel Cabistan and I go by Iman, and I was born in Nicaragua. And when I was 7, my family, we immigrated to San Diego, and that's where I grew up, and I took Shahada 14 and a half years ago. So I'm a spiritual teenager. I was trying to go to Umrah for like a year and over a year. Trying, working, and I kept trying, and then one thing or another would happen, and I had called Imam Zaid for a favor because I was looking to purchase a car, and I didn't want to get involved with riba, so I asked him to help me, but then I was still trying to go to Umrah, and I didn't want to acquire a debt because you can't go if you have a debt. So after all the trying, I said, okay, fine, I'm not invited to go. I'm just going to buy the car. And I called Imam to, ask him for some advice about something and to tell him I'm so sorry I've been procrastinating. And I told him all the stuff I was trying to do to get to Umrah. And he confirmed that I had never been to Umrah or to Hajj. And he said, you're going in January. Because he was going with this group. And he says, we need one more person. And you're calling me to tell me that you haven't purchased this car because you're trying to go to Umrah. And I was like, Allahu Akbar, because I was feeling kind of sorry for myself. Like, I can't buy a car because, but it was such a blessing behind that hardship. So that's how I got here. There's so many, but I think I will share the most recent. Before we left Medina, there was a sheikh that Imam Zaid knows from Brooklyn. He said, spend this time with Allah. When you're there, spend the time. So when we got to Mecca, we did our Umrah, and then we had the goal that we wanted to pray in the Kaaba. We wanted to touch the Kaaba and make dua. We wanted to touch the black stone. And because when can we come back again? Allahu Alam. So we were able to pray inside. Then we touched and make dua. And then I personally, I thought, okay, I'm going to touch the black stone. And it appeared to look like a line. And these brothers, and they all looked alike. They looked like monks, and they were orderly. And I was like, oh, here's this line. And I'm taking pictures. And then a couple of minutes later, it's this crowd of people, mostly men. And then the crowd just gets worse and worse. And I am in that awful pit that you hear about. That it's unbelievable. And you're in it. And I'm like, Nisa, Nisa. There's no concern for the women. There's no concern for the elderly. It's awful mosh pit. And one sister, Indonesian sister, we had to crowd surf her to get out of that situation. And she was panicky, but we got her out. In the end, I tapped out because I couldn't take it anymore. The pushing was so bad, and I was so angry with the brothers. I was like, this is why we are what we are, and don't they know that men are the protectors of women, and how could this be? And I started thinking about all the stereotypes about Muslim men and all the misogyny that runs in the Muslim community, all the jahiliyyah that they've reverted to, and I was walking around, and I was so angry. And then I walked back because I had to pray. And I ran into the Indonesian sister, and we hugged, and we can't really communicate except with signs, and we cried. And then I walked back in, and I was still angry, and I sat next to a Yemeni sister, and we kind of understood each other a little bit. And then I kept thinking about, well, this is why so many people leave Islam, and because we don't have adab, and we don't have this, and we don't have that, and all these negative thoughts were racing in my mind. And but when I calmed down, I started thinking about the good brothers, the brothers that hold the door for you, the students from Zaytuna that walked behind us, and every time you turned to look at them, they smiled at you, and they made way for you, and they waited for us without complaining, without saying, sister, please, come on, yalla, yalla, nothing. It was such good adab. And I started thinking about Imam Zaid, about how he's so patient with us and jokes with us and cares for us, and started thinking about the brothers on this trip and the brother that gave me shahada. So it's like, I need to be fair. Like, this is a spiritual journey, but this is like the journey that we are in life. Like, I always tell new Muslims, don't look at the people. And there I was, looking at the people. And I was like, well, look, your relationship is with Allah. And it all like came together what the Sheikh said. And I'm like, I need to be spending more time with Allah and not be looking at what the people are doing. We're not selling a brand, like, it's this personal journey with Allah. And being here in Mecca, it's a spiritual place, but it's just like life. People make you mad. People do things that are not nice to you, but then people will give you their gloves because you're cold, or because you like them, or they'll pay for your food because they want sadaqah, they want a good deed, or they'll just hug you because we believe in la ilaha illallah. Like, we have this connection. So I realized, like, really, I just need to spend more time with Allah. So it was a very intense lesson, but I really needed it. And my time now with Allah is more precious. So that was my most significant moment. It was, hardship and then ease. Just grateful. I can only say that it's an answered dua. This is, and my children saw this. Like, I tried to convince my teenager he didn't need braces because I wanted to go to Umrah. But in the end, he got his braces, I gotta be a responsible parent and help him out. Their Iman was lifted because of this. They were like, what, Mom? You're going to Umrah? And like, it's all, like, Allah has used these people, has used you, whoever you are. And I'm so grateful. And it's inspired my friends. I've told my friends when everything was, settled and we were ready to go, they were like amazed at how this could happen. And so just gratitude feels like such a small word. And not only did they bring us to Medina and Mecca, they took such good care of us. They didn't belittle us. They gave us such a beautiful space to stay in. And just, may Allah reward you. May Allah give you that Jannah Firdaus. And I really felt supported. I really, really did feel supported. And I felt like I was supported with my dignity intact too. And I really appreciate that. So keep doing the work, because as a convert, sometimes it does get lonely. This is the other lesson too about how spending more time with Allah, it gets lonely. And so this made me feel like I have support. So thank you. That's Jazakallah khair. Gracias.